Hey there. The old year has ended, and a new year has dawned. And I'd like to start it off with something positive for you and for me as well. I know I've been away, hibernating in a sense, and that you may have already set some New Year's goals and resolutions, or wanted to start off this time with a new mindset. I've done the same in the past, but this year I wanted to view things differently. I've come to realize that some New Year's goals and resolutions can be a lot to put on ourselves. The holidays and the ramp up to New Year can feel like a whirlwind. There's already so much pressure on everybody to do so much in the everyday without the additional festivities and commitments and pressures. And not even thinking about the emotions running rampant, stacked to top. So, taking a moment to pause and take a breath can do the world of good. I think that stopping to focus on something as inherent as breathing may seem superfluous or even silly, with the days seeming to fall away faster and faster. Taking that moment for yourself might seem like a luxury that can't be afforded, or maybe even one that you don't even deserve. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with having goals. Some of them can be fun and productive, especially when you create them together with loved ones, whether that be friends or family. But sometimes they can be harmful and something that you come to dread. Some goals are too much or just too many, and we've all, no doubt, felt the guilt of forgetting about them. It's hard not to make these big goals at the start of a new year. It's a time of change, and it's also a time where we can feel pushed to make these big changes, either from ourselves or the environment around us. And that can lead to us putting too much stress on ourselves to achieve something we don't even need to do. You know? There don't really need to be some sort of grand achievement. Putting that type of pressure on ourselves can be stressful and leave us with gross feelings of guilt and shame. It doesn't need to be that way. Granted, most goals worth doing beget struggle. Trying incites difficulty and toil, roadblocks. But even with the smallest tasks, they are completely normal. It is important to develop the skills to navigate around them. I suppose the key is to understand how to adapt and change alongside our circumstances, and we do that every day. Even just continuing to be yourself throughout the year is achievement enough, and doing what feels like the smallest things to improve your well-being or that of those around you, those are actually the ones that make the difference. I'd say that the goal for our New Year's resolutions should be to create good and healthy changes, preferably that you enjoy. And I think that the focus should be on ourselves. Even if we make our resolutions and goals to include others, the focus should be on us. So, 2024 is the year of the new Rupert, which has got me thinking about bears. Not just the heartfelt illustrated ones, but the real, gentle, tolerant, affectionate, protective, devoted, sensitive, empathetic, joyful, altruistic bears that share this planet with us. Actually, did you know that when bears emerge from hibernation, they are particularly hungry and particularly sluggish, which I can completely relate to after a long nap. But despite this, they are still vastly powerful. So they wake up, come out of their little homes looking for food, and when they do, the snow is already melting to reveal vegetation growing underneath for the bear to eat. There are also other animals, like deer or even a moose, that can be a meal for them too, depending on the bear. It's an important time of year for them. They awaken with the change of the season. They eat and take care of themselves and their cubs, just going with the flow of change. And even in that sluggish state, they're still brave and powerful. And that alone is a great achievement. We don't judge a bear for not doing more than it's able to do. If you've ever seen one, you'll know that instead, we are in awe of them. They're just taking care of themselves. And yet here we are, watching them with wonder, and maybe just a little bit of fear. And all they're doing is basically self-care, right? Taking care of their family. So why should we, as human beings, be any different? Sometimes taking time to recuperate or slow down may feel selfish. But being a person is complicated, difficult, nuanced, and yet we respect the bears when they come out of hibernation. They're still strong, capable of doing things, and we don't question it. Right? Someone who does their best to take care of themselves or their loved ones, regardless of how anyone sees them. Someone who does the little things. Someone who does the little things, the ones that are needed in order to take care of themselves and others, is someone who accomplishes great things. Whether it's going to yet another doctor's appointment, or getting out of bed that day, or even simply just letting yourself be where you are, even if that's in bed. These are all great things that may not seem like they matter, but they do. They matter a lot. And you matter a lot, you know? And I know that I matter too. We don't have to even accomplish anything. We all have intrinsic value. Every one of us is worthy of care and love and to be valued. We are enough already. Looking forward is productive and helps us plan, allows us to feel confident about the future, but I feel that sometimes we forget to look at ourselves now, or think about our past and appreciate what we've done, what we have, and the warmth we spread around us. And you have definitely made the world a warmer place. You're a kind person, and I know that sometimes you can't even help being kind. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, listening to me, trying to improve yourself without getting overwhelmed. So, let's remember to be grateful for ourselves and the people around us. And we can remember how worthy we are of love and care, just like the bear. Only doing what we need to do, and enjoying the small things along the way. Speaking of, actually, I know someone who once had a bear in their garden. It had pulled down a bird feeder full of seeds and was clutching it to its stomach and rolling side to side as it ate with like a peaceful glee. In fact, it acted very much like another famous cartoon bear with a honeypot. And this real-life bear may have ruined the bird feeder, but it also showed how even bears find happiness in the smallest of things. It was perfectly content with what it had found and was savouring the moment. It's sometimes hard to be content with these little things. It's hard to be content with just getting by. But the things required to just get by are by no means small. So, taking care of ourselves, eating, resting when we need to, even brushing our teeth. Much the same as what bears do. Minus the teeth brushing. So, let's make 2024 the year of the bear. We'll take changes as they come. We can recognize and even celebrate the things that we do for ourselves and others, no matter how small or insignificant that they may seem. We can even make little notes of the things that make us happy and fill up a jar with them. Much like the bear, we will do what we need to do to take care of ourselves and others. And if either of us feel like we can take on bigger goals, we still can. Just not at the expense of our own health and well-being. So, even though I know 2024 is technically the year of the dragon, for me, this is the year of the bear. A time to focus on our small actions as those of someone strong, brave, and powerful. That way, when it's time to sleep the winter away, we'll do so with a happy soul. So take care of yourself, okay? It may be cold out now, but when the warm winds return, opportunities will arise. And so will you. You got this.